Hello and welcome back to Rei-Jin-G-Lu-P. So, thank you to the commenter that said that I could see what the views are in the keys. So I had to do a little bit of poking. I have not actually looked at any of this yet. But okay. I'm actually curious what all these says, because I've never looked at them before, so... Okay, so key 2 is basically we're looping. Key 4 is we died with Shammy's death. Okay, that one's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Berserk. And here it is, a completely different day, and there's still that freaking dog barking next door. Jesus Christ. I put in a complaint about that, but... Alright. Oh, shit, this one. Human. So all we get is human. I figured it had to be human. Actually, so I kind of figured something out. This is gaming the game, but I bet you that Takumi is a wolf. Because... there was no other reason for us to vote on Takumi in that last one. Besides, we viewed him and he's a wolf. And so the game doesn't know if we viewed him or not, and yet they give us an option to vote on him. I'm guessing that's probably the case. Which I wish it wouldn't be that obvious, but I think it probably is. Although it still we wouldn't have learned anything, because I'm pretty sure if we voted on Takumi at that point, they would have lynched the grandma. So it would have been a really bad vote. That would be like an amateur vote for the seer, like, oh, I found a wolf, and therefore I'm going to randomly vote on him. But okay, so those are the only keys we got. Okay. Of course that's useful. So, yeah, I think he would still view as human if he was the badger, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure we just lynched the badger. I'm pretty sure that's Mamiya, so... If Mamiya was actually a wolf just playing it horribly, I mean, that'd be great, but probably not. Let's continue.
そうだね。春明さんはたまたま選ぶのが最後にな。あの状況でどっちを選んでも仕方ない。ちーちゃんは。
Oh, you can't hold that against her.
うん。ごめん。でもごめん。タイバーちゃん。許してもらえなくても仕方ないけど。いいよね。
So I was gonna say, you better. What's she supposed to do? Thrown away? You just didn't throw your roll out there for no reason. The next one? Or the next one? The later the reveal happens, the better it is for the village, because you'll have more views to share. That's just how it is. I mean, now obviously you don't want to wait so long that you die and you don't share anything. That's horrible. See, this is the thing that's kind of broken about the game, though, is we can have secret meetings with the monkey, Yasu. So, like, we could share all of our views with him, and then no matter if either him or I die, whichever one, he still, like, the info would still be shared. So, I mean, that kind of breaks the game, that we're allowed to talk outside of the game. But we don't seem to be using that, so we don't seem to not be so the game is not being broken, but we could break the game using that. Oh, come on, like Yasu, dude. See, Yasu's plan was perfect. To go around talking to everyone, because then he doesn't even need to reveal it. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's insane. So, what should have happened? Well, we didn't have a view, so that's fine. But what should happen now is we should tell Yasu our view. Actually, ideally we would tell him in the morning, before the feast, after we wake up tomorrow. Yasu goes around, talks to every single person, and then has the seer reveal their info. The only people that would probably do this would be us, and then the sorcerer maybe could try to pretend to be the seer that way. That would probably have been a better way to do it, actually, if we were going to do this. But I don't think a wolf is going to share fake views like that, because it could lead them to getting caught. I mean, maybe they could do it if they have a wolf to spare, if they have enough wolves, but anyways. So, yeah, he could just share our view info every single day in the meeting. And everybody knows he's good. So they know the view can probably be trusted. They know he's not lying, at least. And they can probably trust the info. And if only one person is claiming to be a seer in that situation, then that's going to be the only one. Because the reason we didn't claim in the last one is because we don't want to get killed by the wolves. But if we're just telling Yasu, there's no reason not to. That would really break the game. Because then the wolves, it's like, okay, are you going to kill Yasu to shut him up? But then there's still a monkey that they can talk to. Or are you going to try to find the seer? And it's just like, wow, that's crazy. That's really powerful. And in fact, also what Yasuo could do is if only one person claims to be the bodyguard, then he could be telling the bodyguard who to protect, as in the seer. Wow, this game's really breakable. I wonder if they're going to do this in like the final route. They're gonna implement this type of strategy, or if it's just going to be straightforward. Because it's kind of a little bit too easy if they just figure out something like that just breaks the game, but... Unless they also up the number of wolves or something like that. Yeah, but you know that she was evil. There's no way a good person would have lied and said she was your role. So you're the only person that can really know she was evil. Except for maybe the wolves too. Because if the grandma is not a wolf... And she says, oh, the grandma's a wolf, then obviously the wolves know, oh, she's a liar. So... Oh, man. Who voted on the grandma? The wolves would definitely want to do that. Chiemi, I know, was one of them. That ups Chiemi's odds. I mean, I think... The thing is that's weird about it is it's the best strategy to vote the grandma. Like, that's what I would do. If I didn't know that Mommy was lying, but it's also what the wolves would do, and it even makes more sense for the wolves to do it when they know it's wrong, because it's like it's the best strategy, and also we know it's wrong, so it's perfect for the wolves, the perfect cover. So like they would be even more incentivized to do that than other people. So yeah, I bet you there's at least 2 of the 3 wolves voting on the grandma. I'm going to have to go... Before the next video, I think I'm going to go back and look and see who it was. So, I will do it right now. Or should I do it now? No. It's too early. It doesn't really speculate. Unless we get to a seer review. Maybe I will pause it and do it then. But okay. Alright, sorry for all the tangents. There's a lot to think about. And this is the fun stuff, so... Okay. You took the life of an eel person. Yada yada. There's no reason to be sad about this. Why did you lose consciousness? What? Oh, they murdered you. So you wrote a name and they just murdered you. Okay. Okay, this is fair. See, I said this last time, that voting on the seer, or voting on seer, voting on Mamiya made us look more like the seer. So that makes us more of a wolf target. We got targeted, but the bodyguard didn't realize they had to protect us. If we were revealed, the bodyguard's gonna protect us. So interesting. So yeah, that's where we're gonna go back and change. We're gonna keep the view the same. We're gonna go back and change. We're gonna reveal this time. Because you made it obvious. I told you you should have voted Dante. Yeah, you did suspicious stuff. No. You made yourself suspicious. I think logic is pretty important. I think it's extremely important. Okay. I didn't expect that. But that makes sense. Sure. Not that I ever need a hint in this game, but...
やっちまったってことはねえな。こりゃしゃあねえよ。気分転換までに今回のバッドエンド、俺もバッドエンド13と、つまり人狼ゲームのセオリー的には特に不妻子春秋的には
Oh, that's interesting. They actually named after the game.
絶対に偽物だとは分かってるわけだからな。意思を投票で表明するのは大事だ。ただこれを見てる狼が大将の選んだ選択肢
Exactly! That's what I said! I was like, you should vote on the grandma to blend in here, but there wasn't an option.
人狼ゲームならぬ読み意味の宴
No, that's important to Werewolf too. It was really obvious.
7の9投票の選択1に戻
I don't want to go back to there. I'm gonna go to the other way. Because I think you're saying to vote on the other guy, but that doesn't make any sense, so screw that. I'll do that at some point, I'm sure.
次も元気に
But I'm gonna go back to when I could have announced my role. Because that should definitely buy me a day. Okay. Yeah, this is the one that makes sense to change. The other one only makes sense if you like viewed him as a wolf or something. It was just such a dumb vote. Not auto. Okay. Let's go. Right? Yeah, it really does not make sense to change that one. I think the only reason it makes sense is if you view him. So yeah, let's do this. That's not true. I think you could definitely argue it, especially once if she ever gets revealed to be fake, which you guys lynched her anyways. But the problem is, at least this way you can bodyguard, whatever. I'm only doing that because this didn't work out.
すみません。僕がヘビです。
なんですって？
不妻子さんがヘビのカゴ車を3人ないと思いますが、念のためです。
あなたが狼ね。みんなわかってる？
Yeah, that's how wolves do it. A wolf would never do this. A seer finds a wolf, and the other seer goes, "No, I'm the seer," and then they both get lynched. And oh my god, what a disaster! That'd be like the worst play ever. In fact, what she should be claiming, I'm the badger. You viewed a wolf, and then the badger came forward to counter. That actually would happen. Because that's basically, like I said before, that's basically the badger's role, is to counter the role of the snake. So. Yeah.
そう思うけど。ちなみに野里さんを調べました。
確かに私は人だが、だからといって無実が証明できるわけでもなかろう。
Because of the badger role?
狼なら本当のことも言える。
What?
それは確かですが。
どうするのよ。
そんなに悲観するところじゃない。
記者と兄ちゃんとタエバーを順番に。
Oh no, what are you talking about? Oh god, Kanzo. You are like always either the worst or like the best. Like that's your only. You're always on the extremes. Maybe because of just how sure-headed you are and sure-headed. I don't know. Strong-headed, but yeah, this is ridiculous. You don't get to decide every single lynch 3 days in advance, and then also that's just not good strategy. In fact, normal strategy here is you lynch here, you see if she's a wolf, and then you go from there. If she's not a wolf, you lynch here. There's no case where you lynch me because it just doesn't make sense. At least not this early. Especially, let's lynch both seers just to make sure we get the snake. You know, we just want to make sure the snake dies no matter what. So lynch them both. Like, what is with that order? Oh, God. Why are you trying to kill the snake, Gonzo?
いや
But you're not trying to hang a wolf. You're trying to hang the snake and the sorcerer, the badger.
ちょっと待ってください。証拠はともかく現状で誰が一番怪しいかは
人となりで判じるとやれる。
No, he's wrong. I mean, you shouldn't judge based on what the person is like outside the game, because the role's randomized, but yeah.
あなたがおっしゃるのは怪しいものはくくるであって名乗り出たカゴ者は皆くくるではないわけですよね。
He just wants to make sure the snake hangs. I mean, the snake will be trying to kill. I like the snake. We hang her. The wolves are going to be trying to kill me if you get the right one. So there's no way you try to hang me unless you're sure I'm not the real thing.
安全が証明された場合はくくる必要はありませんよね。
That's not really whatever.
そうですね。今は皆怪しいというところ
That's
かと。
literally the last people you should be hanging. When someone claims to be a guardian, that's, you don't target them immediately. You don't go, oh, well, maybe you're lying. I'm gonna hang you. You go on with somebody else, and then you remember in your mind, well, they could be a guardian or they could be lying. You keep that in mind for future days, but you don't target them immediately.
僕も賛成です。負債師さんと間宮さん
Yes.
あと何回かカゴを使ってもらうべきだ。
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Kanzu's a moron.
おい、兄貴。結局どうすん？
むしろタイバーにも言えない。それで今日以降負債師さんと間宮さんに
Yeah, those are the two options. Either you lynch her or you lynch someone else, but I mean, usually you lynch her. I mean, if he really believes me, then you don't lynch her, and you can lynch somewhere else, but yeah.
誰か調べるものを皆で決めてしまう手もあるかと思うがね。
No, stop trying to do this. Ugh. I don't like this. Like, why? This doesn't need to be organized.
それも考えたんですが。
なるほど。合理的で全員の役に立つ選択をし。
そういうことです。明日から負債師さんと間宮さんは自分だけで選んだ。それでいつか互いに相矛盾する結果がまた出るはずです。
Wow, that's
この時に改めて
that's a bit much. I mean, it's kind of cool, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, the wolves will probably reveal it pretty easily. Like, the wolves are going to be trying to kill me, unless she's a wolf. Even then, they probably will do it. But then there's the bodyguard role. It's complicated. They may just try to find the bodyguard first. But yeah. I mean, if the wolves had a guaranteed kill of me, they would take it anyways. Even if she was a wolf, I think they would make that trade because she's going to be dying at some point anyways. If she's lying, it'll come out. So they'll just want him dead ASAP to not get more views. But the bodyguard's probably going to protect there, so then it becomes really complicated. But
例えばタイバーが本当に人だとすれば、タイバーは間宮さんが偽物だとわかるから。逆にタイバーが狼でも、すでに敵対関係となった間宮さんとは投票でも敵対せざるを得ないわけで。
That's weird that they're bringing it up like that. I mean, the only way that is possible, I brought up this idea, was that she's a sorcerer and she's just trying to cause madness and she's trying to say, hey, randomly, you're a wolf. What? She actually picked right, accidentally. The fact that they're bringing this up though makes it a little more likely that they're actually going to go that way, which would be cool. I mean, that's a crazy thing to happen. I mean, that's more like a thing that would happen in a real game than you would think would happen in a fictional game you wrote. But that'd be kind of cool. It'd basically be her making a bad play too, because like I said at the time, if she's a sorcerer and she's just guessing someone randomly, that was a bad choice because she really could be a wolf. Like Rikaku, like these two, like we already have reasons in the game to think they're good, and she could have picked up on that and said one of them were a wolf, and that would have been a better play.
行動を縛ることができる。あえて人側の投票をしてごまかっ、そう考えるとタイバーの行動はすでに、
それよりは他に行動を縛られてるや。
そう。それでその結果、夫妻子さんと間宮さん、どちらがそれで必要なら改めてくれ。
今の説明で分かったもんはおるか。
Yeah.
はい。
I mean, the thing is, this isn't as long a term a plan as he's saying, like making it sound. Like it sounds really weird. Like we're gonna go like 5 days and we're both gonna be alive. I mean, that's really just probably not gonna happen because of the wolves are gonna make it known based on who they kill and if they can kill one of us. But
私もこの
but it does make sense to wait like at least a day, see what happens, go from there.
ってことですよね。そして
Right.
知ら
俺は
Although usually you kind of tested
や
you.
っぱり
But
変態だ。しかしそれを全員が選ぶってのまだ。
そうですね。
it's way better than Kanzo's. Kanzo's is ridiculous. He's just awful.
しかし早期に狼の数を減らせば心理的。
少なくともボンクラ野郎がブツブツ言ってるってのはいい選択ってことなんじゃねえのか。
おやす。
もう票取れ。
Already? You could talk about like who you want to vote among other people, but I guess they kind of do that while they're voting, which really puts these people in a bad situation. Like they just throw their votes out, and then I guess it puts them in an influential position though too, because they could kind of start a little like start momentum on a person, but they could also like let's say he votes on Mochi. And then nobody else votes on Mochi. It's like, okay, so your vote was 100% wasted. Where our vote's never going to be wasted because we get to see where everybody else is going. It's so powerful. They should switch up that order, really. Like, every day. But, so that it, like, in case we're, like, a wolves are down here, that they don't just get to run the whole thing. Of course it's a game. But it is also a political game. Probably. No. I'm saying, I think Yasu's better at this than we are. I think he has better strategies than we do.
わかった。もういい。
神座からククルモンを言ってけ。
The head. Yeah. That's what I was saying when he was like, we're not gonna get any votes. I'm like, who knows what this is gonna do?
わしは記者の女に入れる。
Oh, I thought you disagreed with Yasu's strategy. The first 2 votes are on the people that go against it. No, you don't. We just talked about the badger roll. How have you already forgotten? We even brought it up in the last feast, and I was like, oh, everybody forgot. But apparently they forgot again.
俺は昨日と同様、メイコに入れる。
The girl? Why is everybody so ridiculously? Are you a wolf? Are you a freaking wolf? But why would that would be a bad vote for a wolf? That's a kill target, not a vote target.
あんたも怪しいが、そうやってかばうのがもっと怪しく見えんだよ。
私はリカコさん。
Okay, so every single vote so far I strongly disagree with. Good job, guys. Okay, so the voting candidates should be like here, here. I mean, this honestly to me is a voting candidate as well. He's a voting candidate because who knows anything about him? Mochi. There's quite a lot still. These 4. I don't like any of the ones they picked so far, though.
のさとさん。
I think that's a decent vote.
なんで私が。
誰の味方かはっきりしないからだ。くくるべき。
そうですね。私やっぱ嫌いですわ、こんな狂った村。
僕は植松さんに、理由は昨日自分に投票するなんて派手なパフォーマンスをされたから。
You're still the best strategist here, but I don't agree with this. You were doing that in the meeting too. You were saying, "Oh, maybe she's pretending." I really don't think she's pretending. I really don't.
あれは知恵ねえの後
No.
考えなしの失策だと思います。
She did it. She took what Chammy did and did 100 times more by voting on herself and putting herself in the lead. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's more Chiami's thing that was suspicious, but you refused to suspect Chiami because you like her. So that's the problem here. If a wolf was going to do one of these two things, it would have been what Chiami did. Yeah, it's really weird too, because it's like you're voting on her because she did something that looked villagery, and maybe a wolf would do that, but it still looked villagery. It's still more on that side. Like, what you're mainly arguing is that she shouldn't be 100% cleared, which is fine, but that doesn't mean that you then 100% say she's evil. I mean, that's ridiculous. Or even say that she's more likely to be evil than an average person, which I think is ridiculous. I think she's less likely. But there's a possibility, but it's less likely. Are you going to vote on yourself again? Jesus Christ. And if she does, I mean, it's like so obvious she's not a wolf. What? The random one does random stuff again. I viewed him. Yeah, I know. The votes are crazy today. The only vote I like is the vote in Chiami. She's the only one I think is possible, almost. I think maybe she had a vote. I mean, obviously that's not a bad vote for us, but... That's him? What are you doing? That's like actually maybe the worst person to vote on of all the people. Well, maybe not the worst. I'd probably be the worst. And maybe debatably her is, or she is, but if you're going to view one of our, or vote on one of our views, you vote on the one that's a wolf, not the one that's not a wolf. Oh, that's not a good reason. Oh my god, Chiami, you're evil. You feel evil right now. Like, Chiami, I think she's better at strategy than this. Like, she's quiet lots of times. I guess sometimes she's a little bit off. But this is just like, I want you gone. Because you voted on me. That's more like a wolf thing. I'd say there's no reason to think he's a wolf. I mean, you even have my view. Does she not believe me? If you don't believe me, I don't know, man. What? I just cleared that guy. I came forward to tell you that he's not a wolf, and then everybody wants to vote him off. What the hell is wrong with this damn village? What the fuck? Are we not going to comment on this? Or does the game not know that I cleared him? If I viewed somebody else, would this exact scene still be happening if I revealed as a seer? Maybe it would. Oh god, and then Rikaku. It's not that unlikely. Okay. I gotta recall. That's a bad vote too, but that's a better vote. It's so stupid. What are we doing? Like, what we're doing right now is insane. Voting on my view. You could have voted her off. How did my revealing somehow make him die, but we don't reveal and he doesn't die? That's ridiculous, unless the wolves are ganging up on him. Which is a ridiculous thing to do, too. God. It doesn't matter what she does. It's going to be one of them. Oh, God. This is so fucked. We know they're both good. Like, there's not even a reason to force a tie here because we don't want either of these people to die. They're really bad options. Oh, what a nightmare, man. This is horrible. Unless we could we force a tie and then force a tie again? Because this is actually, like, no lynch would be so much better for us right now. But we viewed him. What kind of seer views someone as human and then kills them with a vote?
野里清之助さんに
Dude, I can't anymore. My head. I mean, they're both bad situations. What it really basically comes down to is which one do you think is going to be better in the game tomorrow, because it looks like one's going to have to die. Honestly, our strategies... For some reason, he was good at strategy in the first game. He's been bad in this one. Wait, but he didn't vote on Shammy. He had the only good vote. So maybe he's not that bad.
すみません僕は
Don't
あなたが犯人
believe?
だとは思わない
You should be lynched. What kind of seer views someone, announces their view, and then it's like, well, I'm not sure if you're a wolf or not. I don't believe it. I mean, he's contradicting himself. The only way I can explain this is the game doesn't know that this is our view. Like, it did, obviously, when we announced it, but I think that the rest of this is the same no matter who you viewed. And then that would make sense. I wanted him to dead. That's why I viewed him. I thought he was suspicious. But after we view him, he's not suspicious anymore.
リカ子さんを失うわけにはいかなかった
That's a weird thing to say.
Soか
一応私は植松さんに理由は行動が不自然
Yeah, we already know you're evil.
縄持ってこい
It's a weird day. weird feast. The other one made more sense to me, even though it seemed weird that there's a seer reveal, nobody countered her, and then we lynched the seer. And somehow that day made more sense than this one. Oh.
野里様
リカ子さんいいのですよ
Yeah, I guess when you think about it, because it's a game about the voting order, they kind of have to put us at the end. Because if they put us at the beginning, it's not dramatic, for one. And two, the only way our vote could matter is that, like, if there'd be too many options. Like, we could vote on 10 people, and then we possibly can get a snowball started. I mean, it just seems there would be too many branches. That there'd be, like, 10 times more writing you'd have to do. So whereas if we're at the end, they could always narrow it down to 2 people, and then we're basically just pushing it in one path, and sometimes it doesn't even matter, like it didn't matter this time. So from a rating perspective, I guess you gotta make us go last, but in order to not have to write, like, so much more game. Like, you'd have to branch it out, like, 100 times, and it's just not really feasible.
言ったからにはリカ子さん
わかりました
よろしいですか
あああなたに背を押されるならばそれも
落ちなかれ
落ちなかれ
Huh. Oh, it was almost the exact same spot I ended up last time. But it also seems like a good cutting off point. So, yeah, until next time.